had to turn the music off because they said peace and love, brothers and sisters. This is the Prince of Pan-Africanism, Dr. Umar Johnson, King Kong Consciousness. And what I would like to do today, is I want to do a psychological analysis on some of the philosophy and opinions of the Honorable Frederick Douglass. What I want to do today is I want to do a psychological analysis on some of the philosophy and opinions of the Honorable Frederick Augustus Washington Bailey Jr. You all know that I'm a blood relative of Frederick Douglass. You all know that I'm a blood relative of the great one. Okay. Get those volumes turned up. Okay. I just turned the volume up. Instagram, y'all should be able to hear me now. Okay. Facebook, y'all should be able to hear me now. Okay. Volume is low on Instagram. Volume is low on Instagram. What about now, Instagram? Y'all shouldn't be low because I got y'all up. Instagram, what the volume is. Can you hear? Instagram, give me a black fist if you can hear. Very low, I don't know why. The volume is up. Okay, you can hear? Okay. Can y'all hear Instagram? Facebook, y'all can hear, right? Facebook, give me a fist. It's okay. All right. I want to do a psychological analysis on some of the philosophy and opinions of the Honorable Frederick Douglass. 4 times great-grand cousin. We are descendants of the same grandparents, Isaac and Betsy Bailey. Rest in peace to them. Frederick Douglass was the first cousin to my 4 times great-grandfather, Stephen Henry Bailey, the same Stephen that he mentions by name in his autobiography. Shout out to the donors. I'm going to read some more donors. Karana Pinkins, $20. Thank you. Sister Karana, thank you. Anyone who wants to make a donation while we're live, please go to your Cash App, make a donation to the school, $ FDMG school. Go to the Cash App, make a donation to the school, $ FDMG school. Go to the Cash App, make a donation to the school fundraiser. We're trying to rehab 4 buildings. Okay, $ FDMG school. If you're having trouble on Instagram, go to Facebook. If you're having trouble hearing me, go to Facebook, Dr. Umar Ifatunde. If you're having trouble hearing me, go to Facebook, Dr. Umar Ifatunde. Okay. The title of this piece is called We Must Become Independent. This was about black independence. One of the reasons I selected this writing of the Honorable Frederick Douglass is because it is so very similar to the philosophy and opinion of the Most Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey. Team Pan-African is about black independence. Dr. Umar Johnson, my whole life is about black independence. Being unapologetically African is about becoming independently African. We must be unapologetically African, but then we must also become independently African. You understand? So this piece by Frederick Douglass is about black independence. He delivered this in 1848. Slavery was still legal and practiced in America. 1848. This was in Cleveland, Ohio. Shout out to Cleveland. I was there 2 weeks ago. Shout out to Dayton. I was there 2 weeks ago. Frederick says, quote, "In the northern states, we are not slaves to individuals, not personal slaves. Yet in many respects, we are slaves of the community." I want y'all to think about that for a minute. Frederick Douglass says we're not slaves to people anymore. We are slaves to white community. Let's think about that. You want to know why your children are miseducated? Because we are slaves to white folk. You want to know why our people are unemployed? We are still enslaved to the community of white people. You want to know why Our men are unemployed while our women are being beat by the police because we are slaves not to individual white folks, but to the white power structure as a whole. No longer slaves to individual Europeans, but slaves to the white power structure as a whole. Slavery is a synonym for dependency. Slavery is a synonym for dependency. I was on a radio interview last night. with two good brothers. Two good brothers. And we were talking about black independence. We were discussing black independence. And they were talking about politics as a means to liberation. And what I told those brothers is politics will never deliver black people to liberation. See, we have to understand white supremacy. What it is, how it operates. Rest in peace to Queen Mother Dr. Frances Cress Welsing. That was White Supremacy 101. Dr. Umar Johnson, White Supremacy 2.0. Nothing the oppressor creates for you liberate you. Nothing the oppressor does for you will never liberate you. I want to be clear. Nothing the oppressor supports for you would ever liberate you. If they gave it to you, it will not be sufficient to deliver liberation. If they bought it for you, it will not be sufficient to deliver liberation. If they support it, you know it is absolutely ineffective as a strategy of liberation. Okay? Now, Eddie Jones, you just said that I'm making Masonic hand gestures. That's what Eddie Jones just said. Are part of the problem. Because you don't have any evidence to support your claim that Dr. Umar Johnson is a Mason. But you're saying when I move my hands like this, I'm throwing out Masonic gestures. This is what you claim. My hands are not moving because I'm a Mason, because I am not, have never been, and am not interested in it. Much respect to my Masonic brothers and sisters. I don't take issue with all of them categorically. Some of them do the work of the people. Systematically, I don't think they've done anything lately for black people as a movement, but there are individual Masons who do good work, so I will not castigate the entire Masonic order. But I am not one, and I'm not interested in being one. I told y'all this a million times. Obviously, Brother Eddie doesn't understand this. See, when I tell you that I'm not a Mason, when I tell you that I'm not a Greek, when I tell you I'm not an elk, when I tell you that I'm not a boule, when I tell you I'm not a bourgeoisie, when I tell you I belong to no secret society whatsoever, you have trouble believing that. And the reason you have trouble believing that is you're not used to black men with doctoral degrees, trained in white institutes. You're not used to professional black men. Being this unapologetically African, you assume that I must have been given a license to tell the truth from some secret society. I don't belong to any secret societies. Getting back to the message. I am not against voting. I am not against voting. I'm against black people who believe voting is going to significantly change anything for us. That's what I'm against. You can vote. I will never stop you from voting because it doesn't hurt us and it damn sure don't help us. I will never stop you from voting because it doesn't hurt us, but it damn sure don't help us. I'm not against voting. I'm simply saying that I'm not voting unless I have a reason. I'm not voting for anyone unless I have a reason. Okay? That's all I'm saying. Okay? Black people got this sickness. See, integration is a mental illness. And any integration solution is also a mental illness. Do you understand? See, any solution that someone brings to you for your liberation, if it is not logical, if it does not make logical sense, it is automatically pathological. Stay with me. This is a psychological analysis. Stay with me. This is a psychological analysis. I'm going to say it again. Anybody who brings you a so-called solution to the black predicament, if that solution is not logical, it is automatically pathological. Let me give you an example. If someone tells you that integrating with our oppressor is a solution, that doesn't make logical sense. The same people that enslaved you, Jim Crowed you, segregated you, miseducated you, okay? If you force your way into their life, they're going to love you. That's illogical. And because it is not logical, it is automatically what? Psychopathological. Our good ancestor, Dr. Bobby Wright, a Garveyite psychologist from Chicago. Dr. Bobby Wright, a Garveyite psychologist from Chicago. Dr. Bobby Wright wrote a book called The Psychopathic Racial Personality. The Psychopathic Racial Personality. You will read that book in the next Ifatunde University class. You will read that book in September at the next Ifatunde University class. The book was called The Psychopathic Racial Personality. But we have to talk about the psychopathic black integrationist personality. That's what I want to, the psychopathic black integrationist personality, because we have some psychopathological integrationists. You have black people who will destroy the whole community for the right to live with white folks. You have black people that will destroy the whole community for the right to sleep with white folks. You have black people who will destroy the entire community because they have a pathological addiction to white approval and participation. A pathological addiction to white approval and participation. But let's go back to what the great ancestor said. Frederick Douglass in his wisdom said, we are not slaves to individuals. We are slaves to the community. He said, however, far enough removed from the actual condition of the slave to make us largely responsible for their continued enslavement. We are far enough removed from the condition of the slave to make us responsible for their continued enslavement or their speedy deliverance from the chain. For in the proportion which we shall rise in the scale of human improvement, in that proportion do we augment the probabilities of a speedy emancipation for our enslaved fellow countrymen. What is Frederick Douglass saying? He's saying the same thing that the Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey said. If we want to liberate black people, if we want to help our brothers and sisters who are hardest hit by the white power structure, we have to unite and build a truly independent black reality. That is the solution. A truly independent black Africa, a truly independent black America, a truly independent black Caribbean, a truly independent Central and South America. Colombia, I will see you. Black Colombia, stand up. Brazil, I will see you. Black Brazil, stand up. Bermuda, Bahamas, Jamaica, I will see you soon. Stand up. Gambia, Ghana, I will see you soon. Stand up. Black Brussels, Belgium. Brussels, Belgium, I will see you soon. Long live Patrice Lumumba. Long live Patrice Lumumba, the greatest in Africa since Garvey. Now, just so y'all understand, when we talk about black independence, whether it's the Honorable Marcus Garvey, the Honorable Frederick Douglass, or the Prince of Pan-Africanism, black independence is the solution. One of the brothers on the radio show last night mentioned a concept known as power sharing. Power sharing. This is a false concept. There's no such thing as power sharing when you deal with racism. because white people don't share power. That's the second rule of racism. White people do not share power. So any Negro who says we can share the power, any Negro who tells you we can share the power is a Negro who doesn't understand white power. White people don't share power with blacks. In fact, no culture shares power. Chinese ain't trying to share no power. Arabs ain't trying to share no power. Jews ain't trying to share no power. Mexicans ain't trying to share no power. Latinos ain't trying to share no power. Nobody's trying to share power but black folks. There's no such thing as power sharing. No such thing. And why are we looking to share power with our oppressor when we could take our $2 trillion? Why are we looking to share power with our oppressor when we can take our $2 trillion and create an independent black reality of our own that we control? Explain that to me. This is what I asked my brother last night. I said, here's my question. We are 65 years after the landmark Supreme Court Brown versus Board of Education Supreme Court decision. May 17th, 1954. That's tomorrow, brother. Isn't today the 16th? Isn't today the 16th? Let me check. Yes. Today is the 16th. Tomorrow is 65 years of school desegregation. Tomorrow is 65 years of school desegregation. And after 65 years of school desegregation, black children are doing worse today than we were doing in 1954. Black children are doing worse today than we were doing in 1954. Let me explain something. I have a list of black inventions. I have a list of black inventions. Listen to this. Air conditioning unit, 1949. The almanac, 1791. The automatic cutoff switch, 1839. The automatic fishing device, 1899. The automatic gear shift, 1932. The baby buggy, 1899. The bicycle frame, we invented, October the 10th. The biscuit cutter, November the 30th, 1875. Blood plasma bag, Charles Drew, 1945. The cell phone, 1971. That was invented by Henry Sampson, the cell phone. The chamber commode, 1897. The clothes dryer, 1862. The curtain rod, 1889. The doorknob, 1878. The doorstop, 1878. The dustpan, 1897. The egg beater, 1884. The elevator, 1867. The electric lamp, 1882. The eye protector, 1880. The fire escape, 1878. That's right. Give it up for our ancestors. Widow's fist at, widow's heart at. Give it up for our ancestors. Give it up for our ancestors who invented all of this. The folding bed, 1899. The folding chair, 1889. The fountain pen, 1890. The furniture caster, 1878. The gas mask, 1914. The golf tee, 1899. The guitar, 1886. Can I ask y'all a question? Can I ask y'all a question? Can I ask y'all a question? Facebook and Instagram, I want to ask y'all a question. I just gave you 20 to 30 significant inventions. Significant black invention. The only one after 1954 was the cell phone. The only one after school desegregation was the cell phone. Here is my question, Black America. Here is my question. If we invented all of that before school desegregation, and we haven't invented nearly half of that since school desegregation, what did we gain from school desegregation? Our children have gotten dumber. That's right. Our children have gotten dumber. And that's a scientific fact. That's a scientific fact. As the black child increases in school grade in America, their average IQ goes down. From kindergarten through 12th grade graduation, as the black child increases, as they go up in grade, the black child goes down in intelligence scores. Explain that to me. If you are learning more, why is your IQ going less? If you are learning more, why is your IQ going less? We did better when we were segregated. We invented more when we were segregated. In the dilapidated, underfunded black schoolhouse, black children excelled better than they do now. And why? Why did we do better in segregated schools than we do now in integrated schools? Why did we do better in segregated schools than we do now in integrated schools? Why did we do better? You know why? Because black education prior to school desegregation, black education prior to school desegregation taught the black child how to maximize their intellectual capability and capacity. The black schools taught black kids how to think. Stay with me. The black schools taught the black child how to tap into the intelligence. The black schools taught the black child how to bring forth their God-given inner potential. That's why we invented all of this. Let me keep on going. Guitar, 1886. Some of y'all don't even know that the guitar was invented by a black man. Some of y'all don't even know that the guitar was invented by a black man. Some of y'all don't even know that the guitar was invented by a black man. Hairbrush, 1800s. Hand stamp, 1883. Horseshoe, 1885. Ice cream scooper. Ice cream scooper, 1897. Improved the sugar making process, 1846. Insect destroyer gun. Did y'all know we invented the gun to destroy insects? 1899. The ironing board, 1887. The keychain. The keychain. The keychain, 1894. The lantern, 1884. The lawnmower, 1899. We invented the lawnmower. And I have to go buy a lawnmower this weekend so we can mow the grass at the Frederick, Douglass, and Marcus Garvey Academy. I have to go buy a lawnmower today so we can mow the grass at the Frederick, Douglass, Marcus Garvey Academy. I'm not going to take no calls right now. Keep the donations coming on the Cash App. I'm going to read off more donations in a minute. Come on, y'all. Let's get these schools ready. I can't wait to have a grand opening at FDMG so we can do some more of this. I can't wait to have a grand opening at FDMG so we can do some more of this. Because black children have so much more to give the world than basketball. Black children have so much more to give the world than football. Black children got so much more to give the world than rap music. Black children got so much more to give the world than fake hair. Black children got so much more to give the world than sports and entertainment. We need some more of this. It's called black excellence. It's called black excellence. The Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey RBG International Leadership Academy for what? Black excellence. Let me keep on reading these inventions. Let's keep on going. Lunch pail, 1887. Lubricating cup, 1895. The lock, the 1800s. The lawn sprinkler, 1897. We invented all this before desegregation. Why did we need to desegregate the schools? Why did we need that? Do you realize that sending black children into hostile white schools is a form of post-traumatic stress disorder? You got black children. How can you learn when you're being victimized by the instructor? How can you learn when you're being victimized by the instructor. Our children are being traumatized by white teachers and white classmates. Traumatized by white teachers and white classmates. Do you see what's going on right now? What are they talking about right now? Right now, they're talking about there's a big problem because white teachers don't know how to teach slavery to black children. There's a big problem because white teachers don't know how to teach slavery to white children. Hold on right now. Shango is telling me to get my Shango sword. I'm going to put down the sword of Ifa. I'm going to put down the sword of Ifa. I got to get my Shango sword. Shango and Ogun, we back. I had to get the Shango sword. Frederick Douglass told me to come and get the Shango sword. Shango, Ogun. Now, they said white teachers don't know how to teach slavery to black children. Now, slavery began in America over 400 years ago. Explain to me why you can't teach black children that your ancestors, maybe not your personal family ancestors, but your collective white ancestors committed the greatest crime in human history. Why you got a problem teaching that? Why do you have a problem teaching that your ancestors committed the greatest human atrocity ever recorded in history? Why can't you teach slavery? The reason they can't teach slavery is because white people have a superiority complex. The reason they can't teach the truth about slavery, the reason why this is such a big deal now, the reason why this is such a big deal now is because the white superiority complex and the white God complex, see, they need us to always view them as our saviors. They need our children to always view them as our saviors. So if black people are taught, and we have been for 400 years, to view whites as our savior, if you turn around and teach black children that your white saviors are the very people responsible for putting you in the condition that you are in right now, that creates a significant intellectual conflict of interpretation. That creates a significant intellectual conflict of interpretation. Oh, yes. Significant conflict of interpretation. So it's not that they can't teach them. They don't want our children to ask the question that no white person wants to answer. And that is, why are you the only people in human history to have dehumanized another people? Why are you the only people in human history to have ever dropped an atomic bomb on another people? Why are you the only people in human history that made it absolutely mandatory that slavery be perpetual intergenerationally from now until the end of time? They don't want to answer those questions, because if they answer those questions, you start tapping at the reality of what racism really is. You start tapping at the reality of what white supremacy really is. That's why we need the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy, because we're going to teach white supremacy as a science. They will understand it. They will understand it. There's no trouble teaching slavery. The trouble is the more you teach black children the truth about slavery, the more you teach African children the truth about slavery, the more you reveal. The more you reveal the inherent evil of white consciousness. The more you teach black children about slavery, the more you reveal the inherent evil of white consciousness. That's right. They don't know how to teach slavery. This is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do. If you live in a school district where white teachers are having trouble teaching black children about slavery, I'm going to offer you one or two things. If you live in a school district where white teachers have trouble teaching black children about slavery, I have an offer for you. Number one, I will come and teach our children about slavery for you. The prince will come. I will come to your school. Last time I checked, I was a certified school principal. Last time I checked. I will come to your school and I will teach your children about slavery. And if you don't want me teaching our black children about slavery, let me do the in-service. Let me do the professional development. And let me teach white teachers how to teach slavery to black. I will do it for free. You don't even have to pay me. Just get me there. I will do a free in-service. Any school in America, public school, charter school, parochial school, private school, independent school, any white school that got trouble teaching black children about slavery, bring in the most requested black scholar in the world, and I will teach the children for you. You can go to lunch, go to Starbucks. Take your ass to Starbucks and give them to me, and I promise you that by the time I'm done, I only need one day, they will know everything about slavery. But the problem with that is they will also know everything about you. The problem with that is they will also know everything about you. That African Sun Tzu told us. That African Sun Tzu told us, if you know your enemy and don't know yourself, you have a 50% chance of dying in battle. If you know yourself and don't know your enemy, you have a 50% chance of losing that battle. If you don't know yourself and don't know your enemy, you will lose in every single battle. But if you know yourself and know your enemy, you cannot lose the war even in 1,000 battles. This is an intellectual war. This is a spiritual war. It is an economic war, and it is a political war. If you come asking me whether I'm voting this election season, my answer is so far, hell no. And the reason my answer is so far hell no is because I haven't met a single candidate that is offering me anything that makes me interested to go and endorse them on election day. I'm not aware of a single black candidate. I'm not aware of a single white candidate. I'm talking not only president, I'm talking governors, I'm talking mayors, I'm talking city council, I'm talking committee people. I don't know of a single black person running for office in this country that I would vote for. Pennsylvania to California, Texas to Detroit. I don't know of one. You know why? Because I don't see none of them dealing with the 5 major problems of black America. And stop telling me about some damn universal Obama health care. Stop telling me about some damn universal Obama health care. That was not for blacks. That was for poor whites, and black people only benefit as a consequence. I'm going to say it again. Obamacare was not for blacks. It was for poor whites, and black people only benefit as a consequence of that. Don't play with me. What are the 5 major problems in black America? What are the 5 major problems in black America? And I say these in no order. Whatever order you want to choose don't matter to me. What are the 5 major problems in black America? I say these in no order. Whatever order you want to choose is perfectly okay with me. Number 1, police genocide. What is your black candidate or your white candidate doing about police genocide? What is the plan to stop white police from killing unarmed black people? I'm going to stop and listen. What is your plan to get white police to stop killing defenseless black people? They just shot a pregnant woman. A pregnant woman was just murdered outside of Houston, Texas, the other day. Rest in peace to her. Can somebody explain why does a white police need to kill a pregnant black woman, but y'all didn't kill Dylan Roof and he was armed? When Dylan Roof walked into a church in South Carolina and murdered what, nine of our family, including 6 women? Y'all took him armed and dangerous to Burger King. Y'all took Dylan Roof armed and dangerous to Burger King. How in the hell you take Dylan Roof armed and dangerous to Burger King, but you kill a pregnant black woman? Help me explain that. What is the Black Democrats' agenda for police genocide? What is the Congressional Black Caucus agenda for police genocide? What is the National Action Network's agenda for police genocide? What is the Urban League's agenda for police? What is the NAACP's agenda? What is the Masonic agenda for police genocide? Somebody help me. You want me to vote? Give me a reason. You want me to vote? Give me a reason. Number 1, police genocide. Number 2, miseducation. Number 2, miseducation. 25% of black boys are graduating from high school in America. Only 25% of black boys are graduating from high school in America. Only 25% of black boys are graduating from high school in America. What are you going to do to put more black men in the classroom? What are you going to do to punish principals who allow black boys to be put in special ed for discipline reasons instead of learning problems? What are you going to do to punish principals that allow black boys to be put in special ed for discipline problems and not for learning problems? What are you going to do to principals and teachers who exclude black boys from learning by sending them out of the classroom all of the time? And then you got a nerve to say he must got a learning disability because his test scores are low. The reason his test scores are low, Mrs. Slurbanowski. The reason the test scores are low, Mrs. Pellegrino. The reason the test scores are low, Mrs. Silverstein. The reason the test scores are low is because you keep on putting them out the classroom. They be standing in the hallways all day, sitting in the detention room all day, sitting in the principal office all day. That's the problem. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do to put the industrial building trades back in the high schools? What are you going to do to put the industrial building trades back in the high schools and stop making our kids go to college so they can be financially exploited by the banks of America? When we going to put that plumbing program back? Graduate with your license. When we going to put that carpentry program back? Graduate with your license. When we going to put that HVAC program back in the high schools? Graduate with your license. When we going to put that welding program back in the high schools? Graduate with your license. When we going to put that auto mechanic program back in the high school? Graduate with your license. Selma, Alabama, next Sunday, May the 26th, Dr. Umar's first visit to the ground, the holy ground of civil rights. Selma, Alabama, Sunday, May the 26th, 2 o'clock lecture and a 7 o'clock lecture, absolutely free, first come, first serve. It is going down. The Revenge of Bloody Sunday. Atlanta, Georgia, Sunday, June 2nd. Atlanta, Georgia, Sunday, June 2nd. Atlanta, Georgia, Sunday, June 2nd at the Omanala Afrocentric Griot Museum, 337 Dargan Place in Atlanta. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Sunday, June 30th, World Prayer Center, 29th and Ridge in Philadelphia, 4 o'clock. Atlanta, June 2nd, 4 o'clock. November 2nd, Tulsa, Oklahoma. November 2nd, Tulsa, Oklahoma. November 3rd, Oklahoma City. August 30th, Jacksonville, Florida. August 31st, Orlando, Florida. July the 6th, Charlotte, North Carolina. July the 6th, Charlotte, North Carolina. July the 6th, Charlotte, North Carolina. July the 14th, Hempstead, Long Island, New York. July the 14th, Hempstead, Long Island. Seattle, Washington. Judge Joe Brown and the Prince of Pan-Africanism, Seattle, Washington, Civil City Hall, Wednesday, May the 29th, 5 until 9. Donate to the school. Cash App, $FDMG School. Cash App, $FDMG School. Mail-in donations, FDMG Academy, P.O. Box 9634. Mail-in donations, FDMG Academy, P.O. Box 9634, Wilmington, Delaware, 19809. Resumes, FDMGresumes@gmail.com. Let me get back into my message. Police genocide, number 1. Miseducation, number 2. Let me stay on this miseducation for a minute. And I hope to see all of you in Wilmington, Delaware, June 8th and 9th. I hope to see all of you in Wilmington, Delaware, June 8th and 9th. I hope to see all of you in Delaware, June 8th and 9th for the National Independent Black Parent Association Conference. California, y'all need to come on over to Wilmington. Texas, y'all need to come on over to Wilmington. Chicago, Milwaukee, Detroit, y'all need to get on down here. Cleveland, Cincinnati, Columbus, get on down here. Carolina, North, South, West Virginia, y'all need to get on up. D.C., Baltimore, y'all need to come on in, get this training so you can go back and fight to protect our children. You cannot be a warrior of the school to prison pipeline if you haven't been trained by the Prince of Pan-Africanism. 2 days, 9 to 5. 2 days, 9 to 5, Wilmington, Delaware. Let's make it pop. The Cash App. Why do I got to type the Cash App? $FDMG School. If you need the full link, it's cash.me/$FDMG School. Cash.me/$FDMG School. If you didn't get that, text my phone. I'll text it to you later. 215-989-9858. 215-989-9858. 215-989-9858. Problem number 1, police genocide. Problem number 2, miseducation. Let's stay with the miseducation for a minute. I just read an article today. If you need my speaking schedule, text me. If you want to go to Africa with me this summer, text me. I'm looking for a black contractor to come and do all the work at the school for me. I'm looking for a black contractor to come to FDMG and do all the work for me at the school. I'm looking for some black contractors to donate their time. HVAC, electric, plumbing, sprinkler system, roof, carpentry. Donate the time so we can get the school up for our boys. Come on, black men. Come on, black men and women. Donate your time. I can pay for the materials. Donate your time. Come to Wilmington. Fix this damn school up. There's no reason why this school shouldn't be up and running by the end of this summer. There's no reason why the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy is not up and running by the end of the summer. I'm doing all I can do. I am not a contractor. I am not a plumber. I am not an electrician. I am an educator. I am a psychologist. I am a political scientist. I do not have a building trade. You understand? So I got to depend on y'all. If I had a building trade, I'll fix the school myself. So I'm asking for some of you to care enough about our boys to get this damn school in order so we can get to the business of educating in black excellence. We want to make this invention list longer. That's why I need y'all to donate. Darian Lamore, the school is a scam. Have a nice life, asshole. I read an article today. And the article said that black children were more likely to graduate if they had a black teacher. Listen to me. Listen, I read this today out of a white news magazine. Research, because y'all don't listen to me. Y'all need white people to come and confirm what Dr. Umar been telling you for 20 years. I've been told y'all this, but there's a new research out. I read it today. They said that the research has shown that black children do better in school, have higher self-esteem, and are more likely to graduate with a black teacher. Really? Are you surprised? Why is that so Why is that so mind-blowing to know that black kids do better, have a higher self-esteem, and are more likely to graduate if they have a black teacher? I've been told y'all this. So, if we know that black children do better, are more likely to graduate, and have a higher self-esteem, that means school desegregation destroyed the self-esteem of black children. School desegregation is a main factor in the low graduation of black children. School desegregation is one of the biggest factors in the low expectancies that black kids have about themselves. In other words, a white teacher is toxic to a black child. That's what white folks have found. That's right. If a black teacher is better, then what is a white teacher? If the self-esteem goes up with a black teacher, what happens with a white teacher? If the black kid is more likely to graduate with a black teacher, what happens with the white teacher? If the black kid is less likely to be sent to special ed with a black teacher, then what happens with a white teacher? It's the reverse. It's the reverse. It's the reverse. So if you want me to vote for you, what is your plan to give black children more black teachers? What is your plan to give the black community control of our schools? What is your plan? And black male teachers? Black men are less than 1% of all teachers in the United States of America. Black men are less than 1% of all teachers in the United States of America. But they will be more than 50% of the teachers at the Frederick, Douglass, and Marcus Garvey Academy. They will be more than 50% of the teachers at the Frederick, Douglass, and Marcus Garvey Academy. Black men, send them resumes in. Black men, send them resumes in. Sisters, you can send yours in too. But black men, our boys need men. I'm looking for strong alpha males. Okay? Strong alpha males. Send those resumes in. FDMG resumes at gmail.com. FDMG resumes at gmail.com. FDMG resumes at gmail.com is what we're looking for. My thing is y'all need to, what happened? I'm in the process of relocating to Wilmington, Delaware, so the apartment is a mess right now. Y'all don't need to see all that. I'm in the process of relocating to Wilmington, Delaware. I'm in the process of relocating to Wilmington, Delaware. I'm in the process of relocating to Wilmington, Delaware. So, brothers and sisters, number one, police genocide. Number two, miseducation. And let me say this about miseducation, which is also interesting. Let me say this about miseducation, which is also interesting. Only 1% of all teachers in the white suburbs are black. Less than 1% of all teachers in the white suburb are black. What does that mean? Only 1% of the teachers in the white community are black. Okay? Okay? So, if only 1% of the teachers in the suburbs are black, why are 60, 70, 80% of the teachers in the black community white? Can somebody answer that for me? Can somebody answer that for me? Can somebody answer that for me? If only 1% of the teachers in the white suburb are black, why are 70, 80, 90% of the teachers in the black community are white? Y'all want to come over and clean my apartment? Okay. Y'all want to help me pack up for Delaware? Okay. I need 4 queens. I need 4 queens who are going to come to Philly, help Dr. Umar pack up the apartment and help me pack and unpack in Wilmington. 4 queens. If you're interested in being a part of my packing team, only queens, 4 queens, shoot me a text. You can come help me pack up the apartment and unpack in Delaware. All right? So, number 3. Okay? Number 1, police genocide. Something wrong with my iPad Instagram. I don't know why I keep going in and out. But number 1, police genocide. Number 2, miseducation. Number 3, mass incarceration. Mass incarceration. Newark, New Jersey. I don't know if y'all knew this. I just learned yesterday that Newark, New Jersey is building 3 new prisons. I wish I knew this during my lecture. Okay? Newark, New Jersey is building 3 new prisons. They are taking money from the schools, and they are building jails with the money from the school. Are you all aware that the New Jersey pension system for teachers? Are you all aware that the Pennsylvania pension system for teachers? Are you all aware that the Ohio pension system for teachers? Are you all aware that the Maryland pension system for teachers invests in private prisons? I'm going to say it again. Are you aware that in Maryland, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and there are others, the teacher retirement program takes your tax money and they invest it in private prisons to raise money for the teacher's retirement? I want to say it one more time. Are you aware that in Pennsylvania, Maryland, New Jersey, and Ohio, and they are not alone, on more than half the states in this country, invest in private prisons in order to raise money for teacher retirement? Can I ask you a question? If the teachers are investing in private prisons in order to retire, if the teachers are investing in the prisons in order to retire, why would they care about educating your children? If they are investing in the prisons in order to retire, why would they care about educating your children? Isn't that a conflict of interest? What are you going to do about that, Mr. Mayor? What are you going to do about that, Mr. Councilman? What are you going to do about that, Mr. President? What are you going to do about that, Mrs. Governor? What are you going to do about that, Mr. State Rep, U.S. Rep, State Senator, U.S. Senator? We have a conflict of interest where the teachers are investing in private prisons for their retirement. And in order for them to make money, the kids cannot learn how to read. In order for them to make money, your son got to end up on Ritalin. In order for them to make money, your baby got to be diagnosed with ADHD. In order for them to make money, the children got to go to special education. Help me understand why the Congressional Black Caucus isn't saying nothing about that. Help me understand why the NAACP isn't saying nothing about that. Help me understand why the National Action Network and the Urban League ain't doing nothing about this secret that the teachers are investing in private prison. How in the hell can the teachers be investing in prisons? Somebody talk to me today. Somebody talk to me. Okay. You said the teachers don't know. The teachers don't know? Well, they know now. The teachers don't know? So let me ask you something. Once they find out, how many teachers do you know are going to drop out of the retirement system, the teachers' retirement system? How many teachers you know are going to drop out the union, black or white? None of them are going to leave because they don't give a damn about what happens to black children as long as they get their bougie-ass retirement check. They don't know. They don't know. Well, what they going to do when they find out? Nothing. How do I feel about the new Black Panther Party? I love the new Black Panther Party. Those are my brothers. Shout out to Hashim and Zinga in Atlanta. Shout out to all the new Black Panther Party brothers. I'm cool with the Panthers. They all right with me. They done security for me. They looked out. I got a lot of good brothers in the Nation of Islam. Shout out to them. I got a couple haters in there too, but that's all right. Most of the nation, they love me and I love them. We all right. I get love out the Hebrew camp. I get love in all the camps, and I got love for all the camps. You understand? I respect where they stand at. My rosters, you know how we get down. Me and the rosters, the Bobo Shanti, you understand? That's two peas from the same pie. We come together. We just link up like Voltron. You know how me and the Bobo Shantis get down. That's Pan-African. That's garveyism all day. You understand? I respect what they believe in, and they respect what I believe in. Okay? Number 3. Well, 1 was police genocide, 2 was miseducation, 3 was mass incarceration. Number 4, gentrification. Gentrification. What are you going to do to stop the white folks from going into Charlotte, North Carolina? What are you going to do to stop the white folks from going into Dallas, Texas? What are you going to do to stop the white folks from going into Oakland, California, Los Angeles, and moving black people out in the name of real estate? It's called ethnic cleansing. What are you going to do to stop the white folks from coming into Philadelphia, Washington, D.C., Baltimore, Maryland? Shout out to Baltimore. Y'all got the whole strong Baltimore, because now Baltimore is being gentrified by the white folks buying up the houses for $1. What are you going to do about gentrification? Detroit is being gentrified. Chicago is being gentrified. Milwaukee is being gentrified. Tulsa, Oklahoma is being gentrified. Oh, yes, I keep up. I read about all black people. I'm a Pan-Africanist. I am obligated by ideology. I'm a Pan-Africanist. I am obligated by ideology to study the conditions of African people everywhere. I am obligated by ideology to study the conditions of African people everywhere. So I read newspapers from Oklahoma, black newspapers from California. I see what's going on. I was reading a black newspaper in Jacksonville, Florida, because part of being an orator, part of being a minister of Marcus Garveyism is you got to know what's going on with black people before you show up. I got to study Selma before I get to Selma next Sunday. I got to study Atlanta, Georgia before I get to Atlanta, Georgia on June 2nd. I got to study my hometown of Philadelphia before June 30th. I got to study Orlando, Florida before August the 31st. I got to study Charlotte. I got to study Charlotte, North Carolina before July 6th. I got to study Long Island, Hempstead, New York before July the 14th. I got to study the Bahamas before I get there. I got to study Bermuda before I get there. I got to study Brazil before I get there. I got to study Colombia before I get there. I got to study Brussels before I get there. I got to study Ghana before I get there. I got to study, where else am I going? Senegal before I get there. I got to study Swaziland before I get there. Because I am obligated as a Pan-Africanist. I am obligated. As a universal African nationalist, I am obligated. As an African race nationalist, I am obligated to know what's happening with my people. Gentrification. The black politicians knew that white folks was going to start moving us out of our homes back in 1990. Real estate decisions are made at least 10 years in advance. They knew in 1990 that they were going to start moving black folks out in the year 2000 with the election of George Bush. And not a single black politician made us aware of this. Not a single black politician helped us prepare for the real estate takeover, ethnic cleansing. This is called ethnic cleansing. They are moving you out, and they use the charter schools to do it. They are moving you out, and they use the charter schools to do it. They are moving